Om Shri Sai Ram, Sandeha Nivarini, Chapter 10. Well, you look so full of joy today. You have yourself said that man is the embodiment of joy, isn't it? Then you must always be in this mood. Do you remain so? I am trying as far as possible. Why do you say trying? Does not sorrow flee the instant reality is known? But what is the reality, Swami? All that is unreal. The efforts you undertake, the words you utter are all unreal. When you know this, the reality will be evident. Remove all the unreal ideas, opinions, acts, and the truth that is hidden can be seen. Piling up all this on top, if you ask what is reality, how can it be seen? How is it possible to take all that is done, spoken, seen, felt, listened to as unreal? First understand who is experiencing all these. You refer to the body as I, isn't it? That is unreal. When the experiencing I is itself unreal, how can the experiences be real? All have the same Atma. The person who experienced is not you. The person who listened is not you. You only witnessed all this. You said, Swami, that in everything there is Atma. Is there Atma in a dead man? Oh, a good question indeed. Is it more to solve your doubt or the doubt of a dead person? Mine. Well, it is only when you have awakened from deep sleep or sushupti that you are aware that there is an I, isn't it? In the same manner, there is the Atma in the corpse also. Then how can it be called dead? How can death happen when there is Atma? If you discriminate properly, there is no dying and no living. A moving body is called living and a still one dead. In dreams, any number of living bodies and corpses are seen. On waking, they do not exist. Similarly, this world, both moving and still, is non-existent. Death means the fading out of the I consciousness. Rebirth happens when I consciousness comes again. This is what is called birth and death, my boy. Ahankara is born, Ahankara dies. That is all. So I exist always, is it? Of course, you do. When the I consciousness is there, you exist. When it is not there, also you exist. You are only the base for the awareness. You are not the awareness. But they say attained liberation, attained mukti, etc. What is that? Understanding the root of death and birth, one must destroy completely the awareness of the separate I. That condition is mukti. So when I die, I and you are one, isn't it? Who said no? That feeling of one, when you are firmly established in it, there is nothing separate at all. Until then, in order to identify the real I, in the unreal I, they say that the support of a guru is wanted. How far is that true, Swami? It is only when you have so many eyes that you need someone's support, is it not? When all is one, why seek another? Still, until that aham or that I fades out, this speaking I and this listening you have to be there. When that I is gone, whom to speak to? Who listens? All are one. The reflection of Atma, conditioned by Chit, is Ishvara. Ishvara, conditioned by the Antakarna, is the Jiva, is it not? But what exactly is this Chidabhasha? Chidabhasha means the I awareness conditioned by the Chit. That one became three, the three became five, the five became many. The I awareness, Sattva, became three on account of contact with Rajas and Tamas. In those three, the five bhutas or elements arose, and through those five, the manifold happened. It is this that causes the illusion that the I is the body. Speaking in terms of Akasha, there are three: Chidakasham, Chittakasham and Bhutakasham. What is Chidakasham? That is the Atma. Chittakasham, its deflection, that is to say, Chaitam, when that changes into manas. Its deflection, that is to say, Chittam, when that changes into manas, buddhi and ahankaram, it is called antahakaranam, a word which means the internal senses, the inner indriyas. Chidabhasham, having the antahakaranam, is the jiva. And bhutakasham, Chiddakasham conditioned by Chittakasham. When it sees the elemental Akasham, the Bhutakasham, it is Mano Akasham. When it sees the object, the Vastu, it is Chinmaya. That is why, my dear fellow, it is said, the manas alone is for man the cause for both bondage and liberation. The mind manufactures any amount of delusion. How can that delusion disappear, Swami? When you grasp its secret through inquiry, the many merge in five, the three in one, and the I exists as I. You get headache, you apply ointment. It disappears, you are as you were. The delusion that I am the body is similar to this. It will disappear if you apply the ointment of vichara or inquiry. Can everyone adopt this path of inquiry? No, my boy. It is only for those whose chitta has become ripe. Then what should we do to reach that ripe stage? Now we have come to the place from which we started. Have you not got things like Japam, Dhyanam, Puja and Parayanama for this? Now we have come to the place from which we started. Have you not got things like Japam, Dhyanam, Puja and Pranayama for this? Steadily, through these, you become ripe and become capable of understanding the I by inquiry into reality. For such men, the Atma is not something different from themselves or yourself. All is Atma. But Swami, you mentioned only Japam, Dhyanam, Bhajans, etc. Some advanced persons adopt Maunam, the vow of silence. Of what use is it? What exactly is Maunam? The illumination of the soul is Maunam. How can there be Maunam without the Atma being illuminated? Without that, merely keeping the mouth shut is not silence. Some adopt the vow of silence but communicate writing on paper or slate, or they point successively to the letters of the alphabet on a chart. All this is pseudo-maunam. It is only another way of talking without interruption. There is no need to attain silence. Silence is ever with you. What you have to do is only to remove all things that disturb it. But many persons do not open their mouth to speak. You mean that is useless? Who said so? If you do not use the tongue, if you are silent in order to keep out the external obstacles to sadhana, you certainly can develop your thoughts, you can desist from disturbing others, you can escape criticism and worry from others. You will get concentration. Your brain will be saved from unnecessary burdens and it can improve much. With such a brain, you carry on smarna of the Lord's name better. All these advantages you will realize when you do sadhana. Then for the full jnani, all this is unnecessary? There is no full jnani in the world. He is in no need of the world itself. Then why does he need all this? If that is so, who are those people called jnanis? The silent men I spoke about just now. Jnani is a term applied by courtesy. A full jnani is non-existent in the world. The jnani must know all as one. Your jnanis are all either experts in logic or experts in the knowledge of the world. They have not known the reality. Who are the real jnanis? He who knows the Atma as Atma will know himself as milk added to milk, oil to oil, or water to water. When the physical body dies, they likewise merge in the Atma, but some may have some traits still persisting. They continue to have some resolutions and desires. Until these are exhausted, they will wander in the world with body. Such men are called also bits of divinity, born as men. Daiva Masa Sambhutas. This is also as per the Lord's will. Why should this difference arise, Swami? It arises out of each one's sadhana and sankalpa. Eat a mango and you belch its smell. How can you prevent it? The belch brings the perfume of the thing eaten. Will such men too have limitations, upadhis? Without upadhis, how can work get on? They too have it, but only in a subtle form, until they attain transcorporeal mukti, videha mukti. What is that, Swami? Their acts are like the line drawn on water, seen while the line is being drawn, absent as soon as it is finished. While being done, you notice it. In an instant, it is not noticeable anymore. Swami, you said that a jnani has renunciation as his hallmark. How does this agree with that? That is true. Renunciation is his hallmark. If out of the traits of previous birth he gets attached, he must know that it is only for the body and not for him. This attachment damages the bliss of Jivan Mukti. Jnana is most important for Videha Mukti. Even if one has no jnana, can one attain mukti by mere vairagyam? What a foolish question! How can the fruit be sweet without ripening? Vairagyam cannot arise except from jnana. There is no moksha without vairagyam. Be sure of that. Then where does bhakti come in? We have come to the very beginning again. Earlier than jnana, it is in the form of bhakti. Earlier than bhakti, it is in the form of anurakti, affection. All these are one. Anurakti is the flower. Bhakti is the fruit. It is ripe as jnanam. Vairagyam is the sweet, juicy, final stage. Without one, you cannot have the next. In order to tend the fruit until the juice and taste are developed, you must practice daily prayer, etc., mentioned above. But from the first, have in view the oneness of all. Understand that there is no other. At least to keep up appearances in the world, one has some time to say, this is mine. What is one to do then? Of course, you may have to say so, but simply because you say so, what need is there for you to feel separateness between I and you? When you travel in a carriage, do you take the carriage as I? Look at the sun. He gets reflected in a small pot filled with water, in a broad river, in a mirror, or on a polished pot. For this reason, does the sun feel that all these things are he? Does he get sad when the pot breaks or the river gets dry? This is exactly like that. If you take I to be the body, then it is all bother. If you don't take it so, you will shine like the sun, independent of anything else. Besides, you will be immanent everywhere. That is as much as to say, each must first discover for himself who is he. Exactly. Inquire into that first. Of course, for those who are not competent, this will be too hard. So those experienced in this line say that such men should not be told these things. If you tell you are yourself Brahman, you have attained moksha, you are in that stage, to those not competent, they will do no sadhana. They will act without any rule or order, and they will pay no regard to right and wrong. This must be revealed only by a guru or by the command of the Lord. Those who have the thirst and the determination to undergo the discipline, of course, can ask about it. But it must be practiced. There is no use simply hearing it and repeating, all is one. That is meaningless. Swami, Shankara has already said, Vishwadarpan Drishyaman Nagri Tulyam Ni Antargatam Adi, etc. The world, if you really penetrate into its inner meaning, is like a city seen through a mirror. This vision that the Jagat is unreal, that it is all Maya, is this for common people or for Jnanis also? The Jnani's eye sees all things as Brahman. The Ajnani or the person without Jnana cannot understand whatever is said. So, all Shastras are intended to benefit the middlings. This means that all sadhanas are included in the Vicharana Marga, the path of inquiry. Yes, the teaching of the Vedanta is about who am I, and to make this inquiry, only those equipped with the four instruments are competent. The purpose of the four is to realize that the Atma is real and that all else is unreal. Also, to discriminate between Atma and all else. How is that to be realized, Swami? By inquiring into the nature of the Atma. First, they do all varieties of sadhana and finally enter upon this. While a child, they teach you A, B, C, D, isn't it? Even MA and BA curricula consists of this A, B, C, D and their permutations and combinations. But to realize this fact, one has to complete one's studies. The Shastras are based on Akshara, meaning both letter and the imperishable. All Margas are based on the Vichara Marga. But there are some who attain Samadhi. Will they have all this inquiry etc. in Samadhi? Wonderful fellow! How can there be inquiry in Samadhi? When you sleep soundly, do you have any thoughts about the world around you? This is also like that. There will be no manas in Samadhi, isn't it? The manas that persists in sleep will be there also. They talk of a Turiya stage, a beyond stage in Samadhi. What is that, Swami? They talk of a Turiya stage, a beyond stage in Samadhi. What is that, Swami? Beyond the waking, the dreaming and the deep sleep stages. Why is that those stages are absent there? What are the characteristics of that stage? Those three are the characteristics of I-ness, ahankara, the person with manas who does all acts. That will not be present in the Turiya stage. It would have disappeared long ago. For them, it is all the same, with eyes open or with eyes closed. It is all one. Swami, without that aham, how can they talk? What was aham in the beginning? When the reality is grasped, is transformed as Swarupa, the true entity. This is referred to as the destruction of the mind, Mano Nasanam. So this Nirvikalpa Samadhi is all Nasanam. Well, my boy, Samadhis are all merging, Laya, not destruction. The Sadhaka stage is when you have both construction and destruction. This subject is very interesting, Swami. Don't sit quiet, merely appreciating it. Practice it in daily life. All right, you can take leave. Very good, Swami. Please bless me in that practice. I shall be back soon. If you dearly love a dog,